Welcome back to Real Pod, you guys. You know, we haven't done this since 2020.
I went back and listened to the 2020 episode and I was like, who is that literal infant speaking?
Wait, did you really to prepare for this?
Well, when you first brought it up like a month ago, I went back and I was like, what were my goals even back then? Did I have a goal? But yeah, I went back and listened and I feel like we all are just such different people now.
Aubrey's the cutest. Aubrey's like, yeah, I listened. I prepped a little. I've been taking time to think through. I'm like, I just came from a spray tan. Like, I'm late.
I came up with some last minute heavy hitter questions that I'm just going to throw at you.
I knew it.
How are we, ladies? What is the vibes? Where are the spirits today?
I have the flu, but I'm doing a little better now. I was down bad the past 2 days, but I'm recovered for this episode.
I'm doing good. My spirit is great. I mean, I am in my new room. I think I've told both of you this, but I just feel so clear and just a feeling of like such a weight off my shoulders that I have like space and like I can put my boxes somewhere. And like I'm so thankful that I have like the luxury of having an office, but it's just like you don't realize how much it just affects. I'm always home. So this is like my core space, and the fact that it's clean and nice. Yeah.
A new apartment for the new year is so clutch. Like that just is helping you put everything in check. Like it's literally like feels like a clean slate.
Totally. And I'm hoping my Cal King is manifesting, maybe like a partner in life, but we'll see.
You know what, Nat? I have to say that was your goal at the end of 2020 was a partner.
Thank you. Oh, that's so good. Great. Okay.
The other one was 100,000 followers. So we nailed that one. We exceeded that one.
Perfect.
Thank
you for this spirit review.
Yeah, don't worry, you guys. I took notes.
I was like, you did say you wanted a boyfriend 8 years ago.
Wait, Aubrey, okay, holiday plans? Holiday plans?
I have no holiday plans. I did a big family trip to Italy kind of in September, and my parents are like, you're welcome. That's the last trip that you're ever going on with us. So we're just staying in the family, and maybe we'll pull together last minute Tahoe or something. I know Aubrey loves skiing with me, so maybe we'll do that again.
I made the mistake of taking Natalie skiing last year.
I thought I did so well. We left like thinking such different things. Aubrey left thinking like we're no longer friends. I left being like, wow, I'm a really good skier.
Yeah. We had to take some space, but
we took a break.
Vic, what are you doing?
I'm going to Seattle with Max's family. Also, my family. We're married. I'm going to be there. And I like doing Christmas there because he has, and now I have, little nephews who believe in Santa and all that stuff. So it just like the Christmas spirit is alive there. Whereas here in California with like my adult grown family, there's no Christmas spirit. So it's like, what are we doing?
I hope Jeremiah is not listening. Seriously. My mom wrote on a white note card, helping you with your move and love Santa and put it under the tree. So my gift has been given and received.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's just dive right in. First question is just going to be, did you have New Year's goals for 2022 and did you accomplish them?
Mine were very trivial. I think I could go in my notes and it was like, read 10 books this year. Can't say I accomplished that one. No.
You would have to know how to read to do that.
I would have to know. I'm dyslexic for everyone listening. So that was a big hurdle I couldn't overcome this year.
I have my 2022 goals right here. Actually, I unearthed this during my move. I write out health, productivity, career, and other. And I've accomplished a lot of them, actually, which is great. I'm a huge goal setter. I just talked to Vic on the phone about this. Like, I'm obsessed with like SMART goals. Are they specific, measurable? Like, how can you track them? I just think, especially working now, like largely for myself, it's, that accountability is so important. So I love goal setting. I'm obsessed.
Wait,
I
tell
didn't
us
do
more.
most of these.
Tell us more, your categories, and why do you write it on paper and you don't do a vision board?
To write it down. Why didn't I get a vision board? Because that would require me to go to Michael's and that's way too much effort. So I just wrote it in a piece of paper. I don't know. Health is like, I think health from last year was like lose 15 pounds. And this year it's like feel healthy and wake up and feel refreshed. And then like
snaps. We love the growth.
Yeah. And it's good because instead of lose, I actually gained. So Uno reversed that one. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it's good to break it up and track it. I won't get into all of it, but I definitely have goals for next year for sure. How about you, Vic?
Can you give us more? Like tell us the goal that you accomplished.
I can give a few. I did wake up at 7 a.m. 4 times a week, which I actually did. I've been waking up way earlier. And an assistant / teammate who I believe in / makes my life easier. I just had someone join my team who I'm obsessed with. And it's like super helpful just having someone you trust and who can help, and no one can do this alone. get verified on TikTok and Instagram. I'm now verified, which is very exciting. Create value as an advisor to 2 to 3 companies or influencers. And I am an advisor now for 2 companies. So those are kind of boring. I don't know if the listeners give a flying shit about what I just said, but yeah.
No, I think those exhibit so much intelligence and like forward thinking, like the fact that you had a career goal of like consulting and advising with companies. Like my goals, mine was like dress better.
You do dress better though. It doesn't matter what the goal is. It's just that you like accomplish it or a piece of it even.
Right.
You dress way better, Vic. Let's go. Okay,
no,
tell us yours.
I really turned it around. Yeah. So I did a vision board with Ella. I'd never done a vision board before, but unlike Nat, I love going to my goals. I love an arts and crafts moment. Like I literally live for it. So we got the poster board, we did the photos, and I remember I did mine in like sections, and one of them was outfits, and I called this section adults. I just wanted to adults. I wanted to like put an outfit together. If I'm going to Walgreens or Target, like my sweats can at least match. Like, you know, I just feel like I'm a 25-year-old woman. I just can't be throwing on like an outfit that looks like I had it from Limited 2 when I was 15.
You're like pulling a giant t-shirt like over your butt. Like what are you doing?
Layering camis.
Honestly. So that was one of them. And then I had another goal, which was expand my team. And it's funny, I started the year with like a full-time employee and I had a vision of like how that was going to build out. It completely also Uno reversed itself, and it's not the model I had thought I was going to build out, but I do have 3 people working for me. And so it's weird how like it happens in a way that is different than how you planned. I also had manifested like 6 podcast guests, none of which came true. A few of them, you know, the needle's been moved. And then I also had a desire to be at more events, which kind of happened in the beginning. And then I kind of realized that they all kind of suck. And so I like didn't want to keep going to them, which that was funny. And then I had a follower count goal that in hindsight, I don't love that I did that. One of the biggest things that I learned this year, I think about that is like, it's not about having millions of followers. It's about the relationship you have with the community you do have. Because I think I'll come across people who have like millions of followers, but they don't have a relationship where like their followers care about if they're going to pick up Chipotle for their husband or not. And like, I feel like it's so cool that I have that relationship with my community. So I think I learned something through not achieving the number, but feeling so satisfied and excited about the community I have, you know?
Totally. I also think that's a lesson for like goal setting in general. Like you can't force people to follow you. Like you could pump out amazing content for a whole year. And like, so you can't set a goal that like, even setting a goal, I have one on the list that's like fall in love or like get a boyfriend. Like I can't control that. Like that's such a variable that I don't have. That's not a goal. That's like something you maybe want to manifest or bring, like, you know, speak to, but you can't control that. I don't think.
Right. No, I agree. The next question is, in what ways did you grow most as a person?
I feel like what comes to mind is I bought my apartment this year. And
woo woo!
Yeah, but
let's go.
When you think of doing that big girl thing, you think it's going to be roses and butterflies and everything's going to be perfect. I could not have regretted anything more because I bought it. I had a horrible roommate. My neighbors are insane. I was trying to afford to furnish it the way I wanted to. And it was just really this moment of realizing that while I'm so fortunate, like sometimes things just aren't going to be as you imagine them. And because I had a awful roommate, I spent a lot of this year alone, which I don't normally do. So I think I had a lot of time to reframe and, I don't know, spend time by myself and, you know, kind of realize how grateful I am for the things I do have, even when things don't go as expected. And now everything's worked out. I have a new roommate. I love my apartment. I couldn't be more grateful. But as Natalie knows, Natalie's been over here one time because I'm terrified to have anyone here.
I was just going to say some things don't go as expected for me either. Like I thought Aubrey would invite me over, but she didn't.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to have guests according to my downstairs neighbor. So, you know, it's navigating adulting.
But this is so real. Like you bought a house and that's supposed to be such an exciting thing. And like you've literally never been more anxious about living somewhere than you had been your first months in what's supposed to be this dream scenario.
yeah, it's like half of me is straddles, you're so lucky. Look at the positives, and then the other half is like nothing has ever made you so anxious in your life. So,
which is crazy because you think it's like, yeah,
I know
I mean,
it's there. It was a come to reality moment for me.
Can you share a little bit more on this bad roommate situation? Just like for anyone listening who doesn't love their living situation, like
I would
how you
love
coped, how you
to.
got out of it.
I would love to. Was a friend of a friend. I had lived with her before, but with three of us. And there was always something kind of off, but I didn't really have a choice. It was kind of go mode as to I needed a roommate to move in here. And I kind of ignored all the red flags because I was like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And she did nothing but cause problems. And it was it was the first time in my life I'd ever, I think, stood up for myself to another person and been like, this is my apartment. You need to move. This is not working for me. And I'm not the type of person. I brush everything under the rug. I, try to see the good in everything. I'll reframe things so that I don't make anyone uncomfortable. And I don't know. I keep looking back for the lesson, but I think it was a big moment of standing up for myself and being like, you are making me miserable. I'm sorry. You need to figure it out. I'm sorry. She would like cry and come home and yell at me for making her life miserable. And I don't
Well,
know.
it's an interesting dynamic because you're like, this isn't an equal relationship. Like, this
Right.
is my house and like you're living in it. And like,
Mm,
it's not like you just both equally moved into somewhere and you get to both have a say. Like,
right.
so I think that's an interesting dynamic too. But
Yeah.
I love that you are finding the silver lining of like you had as a person to kind of like develop more of your backbone and like that's something
Totally.
you'll take with you.
Totally. Yeah. So, and as anyone, I'm sure everyone at some point in their life has had a bad roommate experience. Like you look back and you're like, what was that for? But it really does affect everything in your life. So my hearts are with you for whoever has a bad roommate right now.
it's that TikTok sound that's like, no, it's a lesson.
Nat, how did you grow as a person this year?
I think I was able to find balance and understand the importance of balance. I think I've always been such a grinder and so go mode. And so, like, I monotask on things and focus and dive so deep. Like, I made one TikTok video that went semi viral and decided I'd be corporate Natalie. Like, I made one piece of jewelry and started band jewelry. Like, you guys know me, I'm just so intense about everything. And I think in the beginning of the year, my priorities were misaligned. I was missing out on really important things that were happening in my friends and family's lives. And I wasn't asking and I was being selfish, truly. And I think I was just like, well, this is awesome. And I'm getting these awesome opportunities. And I didn't like wake up and look around and be like, let's tune in to what's happening. And I just think realizing that the real relationships you have in this world are like all you'll ever have. Like if corporate Natalie disappeared, like if your platform disappeared, Vic, if you lost your job, Aubrey, like I don't know, just these things change and can change. And like I think just accepting that and investing in those relationships has been really important to me.
Not to like dissect you in front of yourself, Natalie, but I was going to ask Aubrey, did you experience that? Because Nat, when you talk about that, like, sure, I can think of instances where like maybe that was true. But when I think about your past year and like your success as an influencer, like, I don't at all feel like you weren't there for me or that's true. But then I'm like, is it because I'm an influencer and I'm in this world that I always felt like we stayed connected and maybe it was the friends outside of it?
No, because I feel like this is the year that I got closest to you. I feel like
Yeah.
we've never
I
been
think you're being
closer.
really hard on yourself,
I
Nat.
think
Not to
so
take it away
too.
from you. I
No,
think you're
I am
thinking of
being
like
hard on myself.
certain instances and just like you're such a good friend, so it probably like keeps you up at night. But like I don't at all think this was the year of you not being there for your friends.
No,
When
of course
I
I'm there
say I
for
was
my friend.
alone all year, it was like you were the only person I was with. Literally, I
Okay,
lived in
wow,
your
you guys are like
skin all year.
absolving me of all my sins. No, I don't know. I think just like I think family too. Like I think I'm in a space in my life where like I'm single, I live with friends, like and then, like I didn't find windows to like see my parents. Would maybe if I was dating someone and we'd be home and like I would go to family dinners more and stuff. Like I don't know, it's little things. I'm being way too hard on myself, of course, but just like I just am now hyper aware of like being a good friend and a good daughter and a good sibling to my brother. I don't know. It's just all very important. So I'm being super nitpicky. Just like, I think if I kept spiraling in the way I was, it would have gotten worse. But I just was able to like pull back and realize.
Do you feel like you kind of were like a Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus situation?
With what?
Just like Hannah Montana being corporate Natalie and like all the exciting things in this like new career. And then like Miley being like this like
party girl in the city.
That's kind of how I'm imagining it. As you
Wait, I'm also curious. Do you feel like it's more your long distance relationships rather than the ones here? Because I feel like you are so present here in San Francisco.
I'm so present with my friends here for sure. I think it's long distance friendships and family. Yeah. Because we spend every weekend together and we party all the time. And like, there's no,
I don't have time to miss you
constantly. No, truly. But I don't know. Did I feel like Hannah Montana? Maybe. I felt disorganized and like I didn't have control over my business, my life, and it manifests in different way. And everyone has stressful times. It just like, I was in a really long period of like working 2 jobs and feeling too spread thin that I became kind of a monster. Vic, how about you?
I don't know. Like, feel free to fill in the blanks, guys. I feel like it's this so weird for me thinking about 2022 because I feel like up until September 1st, it was like the best year of my life. And then I think like the back few months of 2022 has been like exceptionally hard on me. So it's like, I don't know, because I had like the highest high, but then now I'm in a place where like there's no more wedding and there's been a few things that have come up that are hard. So it's like, it's kind of like the first time I feel like I've really struggled post being like literally depressed in college. It's this weird thing where like I wouldn't call myself depressed right now or like as anxious as I was in college, but I would compare like kind of where I'm at to be like maybe the most challenging thing I've experienced since what I went through in college sports. So I don't know. And then I think, how have I grown as a person like through all of that? I think it's the first time I maybe am like stepping into who I am and like kind of what I want and how I feel, and realizing that like other people don't have the answers for me, mentors, therapists, my mom. Like, I think I am someone who loves to find someone I respect and admire, and like I want to know what they would do, and then I do that. And I think this is maybe the first year I've had like so much trial and error, like even during like the highs of the year of like, even with the wedding, like realizing like, what do I want? And like, how am I going to communicate this? And like, how do I want to feel? And I have to be the one that stacks the dominoes in line for this to be the result. So I feel like I maybe grew the most in the fact that I kind of strapped my shoes on a little bit tighter and like felt more confident in me.
I see that for you.
Totally. And you're just stepping into this like really adult phase of life. Like, you're married, you're a wife. I don't know, you own your own business. Like, these are just things that are so foreign to the normal 25-year-old that like it's so adult. And I
was going to say, I feel like it's the first time, not that you were reliant on other people, but even just our conversation last night, like usually I'm an immediate call, and I feel like now, whether it's good or bad, you are like taking the time to really understand things yourself rather than seeking outside help first. And I don't know if that's growth in internal processing or what, but a shift.
Yeah, I think it's like independence a little bit, which is so weird because I did get married, and it's like I do have a husband now and I have a merged life, but I do still feel like so independent, and like, I don't know, I'll sense myself have the desire to like call my dad about a business thing. And I'm like, okay, let me just try to figure this out myself for no other reason than like, I am smart enough,
I'll say just something that I've observed about you most recently, probably post-wedding, is that it's been like a Vicism of like, you just always are so strong. And so like, I mean, you're Victoria Garrick, you're a freaking rock star. Like, nothing can take you down. And I think just recently, at least, for example, the phrasing would be in the past, like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And now it's like, yeah, I'm going through stuff and I'm happy to talk about it. Like, I don't know, just having a little more like comfortability with being vulnerable. And you're always so vulnerable with everyone. I think you're so strong as a
Yeah.
person that it's like,
It's so interesting. And people listening are probably like so confused because they're like, oh my God, she's like the queen of vulnerability. She's always real. And like, I am, but I don't think I realized how many walls I put up maybe within myself of like, I just need to like muscle through, or I need to be strong enough, or like, it's fine in the grand scheme of things. And it's funny, Obs, when you were even saying about your house and then like thinking about the blessings, like I think like even the three of us, we do that a lot. We always are like, but these are the good things. This is the silver lining. It's not as bad as this. It could be this. And sometimes I'm like, it's pretty fucking bad. Like, like it's I'm allowed to be sad. I'm allowed to feel that way. And even if someone else wouldn't, it's
you're
not
like such an empath that you don't allow yourself to feel. You're like, well, no, wait, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't need to, like, I don't need to talk. Like,
someone always has it
what's happening
worse.
with you? Yeah, like you're just so like, and that's from like such an empathetic, kind place, or like you're allowed to hurt and feel with things like day to day, like even things that if it's not your shit's not all together, like that's okay.
Right, right. No, it's true. And honestly, this kind of relates to the next question I had, was just like, what are you leaving behind in 2022? And then what are you taking with you in 2023?
I'm leaving behind, I think, like this disordered multitasking, doing everything at once, feeling out of control, similar to what I said, but like really like bringing with me this like the importance of balance. I think I was taught my whole life that being chaotic and working till your hair falls out is what we're supposed to do. We're just like all high achievers. Like we just want we want to get the best internship. We want to go to the best school. Like, I mean, I think all three of us are similar in that way. Like we've always worked so hard. And it's just like, I'm in a place, and Vic and I were talking about this, where like my mental health and my relationships, it's all more important than like working till 11:30 p.m. and feeling miserable the next day because you have a flight at 5. Like, go to bed. It's okay. Like, it can wait. I don't know. So that's sort of what I'm taking.
And getting Forbes 30 under 30 is the perfect like permission from the world to just like kind of give up for a year.
Totally. Yeah. No, Vic, I'm like, Vic, I'm retiring. This is fun.
No, but literally, you are Forbes 30 under fucking 30. Like,
a good run.
Please accomplish nothing this next year and just enjoy your relationships.
I think it's a really good one.
I think that's a great one. I'll just piggyback on it because mine's similar. Like, I am leaving the chaotic energy. And if anyone didn't listen to my Gabby Bernstein episode, please listen. It's so good. And it's just about this like addiction to achievement and hustle. And like, I'm really leaving that behind. Like, there's no reason. I have worked hard to this point to be able to kind of make things easier on me. And I really want to try to do that. So I'm leaving behind the chaotic, anxious hustle associated with everything I feel like I have to do.
You know what's funny is COVID, I was the same as you guys. Like literally my hair fell out in college, Vic, because I was just stressed. And COVID, my job came to a full stop, and all I could do was there was nothing to do for work. So I was traveling, hanging out with my friends. I spent so much time with my family, and I feel like I had this click moment where I was like, this is what makes me happy. And now I look at the people in my office who like stay till 7, who they're like, oh, I have to call my wife, and I'm like, do you understand what the meaning of life is? It's like I don't even respect it anymore. Like I'm like, do you go home and just wait to come back to the office? So
literally,
I don't know. I feel like COVID shifted that for me.
It's working to live or living to work.
Yes.
I shouldn't live to work. We should work so we can live outside of work.
Totally. I would feel like when I was younger, I didn't understand that. I was like, I would see these people who left like Goldman Sachs to go camping. And I was like, what are you doing? There's so much money to be made. There's so much to do. Like, stay at the office and grind. And now I look at it, I'm like, that is so dumb. Like, I can't even fathom doing that. Like, zero part of that would make me happy.
Obs, can you talk more about this? Because obviously Natalie and I are creators, and we have this similar like zest for life, and there's endless opportunities and red carpets and like collaborations. You are a real estate agent, and I frequently have people leaving reviews like, please interview more normal people who are not like influencers. So could you just talk about like how you think about work, how you stay fired up? Like, how do you even feel having two best friends who are doing these different things?
It's so funny. It's love hearing about your jobs. It's so interesting. It's so fun. You're doing things with Revolve and other influencers and things that are so tangible. And with any of my other friends, like, I don't know what my friends do on a day-to-day basis, nor do I care, nor do they care what I do. Like it's not as I am even hesitant to talk about my goals or anything because it's like, who cares what a real estate agent does,
No, but we care.
Stop.
We care what your
I'm
goals
serious.
are.
2 years, 3 years since COVID has been having really rough for a lot of people. I think people, like, I interact with a lot of CEOs and a lot of tech companies specifically who can't figure out what our generation wants. Do they want to come back to the office? Do they want to stay at home? Do they want hybrid? It's like people can't decide. And I think our generation just doesn't like to be told what to do. Like, for me personally, like when someone's like, we need you back in the office 3 days a week, I'm like,
I'll pass. Thank
and
you,
I think
though.
that's the struggle right now. Yeah. But then if they were like, we're not gonna have an office for you guys to come to, people are like, well, then I'm quitting. I want the option. I don't know. I don't even know.
I think it's interesting because I think I see this with you, Aubrey, like not in
Mhm.
the form of build a business or something, but I think everyone right now in corporate America is like, what motivates me? What am I excited about? Like,
Yes.
what's my passion
Yeah.
outside of work? What's my side hustle? I
Yeah.
think everyone wants a side hustle or a side passion. Like, you have been going to Core Power all the time. Like, I don't know if you might start teaching again. Like, I think
Yeah.
everyone is trying to find these outlets that like give them a little, like, honestly, hope.
I
Truly. And
think
like,
it's also
well,
just like
yeah.
the year of the hustle is just
Yes,
like
I always say
dead.
that.
It's
Totally.
just dead. Like people go to their 9 to 5s. I don't know. I so appreciate that about our generation, that we're not
It's
glorifying this office culture of it's just unhealthy.
quiet quitting.
And if
Yeah.
you map it out, it doesn't lead you to where you want to go. Because if
No.
you're working yourself like a dog and you have no time for creative thinking, you have no energy to actually like be balanced in your life, you're not taking care of your health, you're not finding joy with family and friends, like you are going to end quicker and you're not going to be able to hit the ceiling you otherwise would have. Whereas if you are
Yeah.
balanced and you are like more slow and steady wins the race and you like cultivate this 360, that I hope they go 4 days a week. Have you been seeing that conversation?
You know what's I go to my office, I'm not kidding, every Thursday with a suitcase and show up Monday morning, every morning with a suitcase. I leave to go to the airport and come back. And if you want me here on a Friday for no reason, take it up with Jesus. Sorry.
I freaking love that about you. You literally are traveling all the time.
When else are you gonna do it? Why would I sit
It's also
in an
just,
office on the Friday, and it would make me resent my job if I stayed when I didn't want to?
you have so much power. Like, I was telling
Yeah.
you, Vic, like different context about this. Like, if I don't want to respond to an email, like the second it's sent, I don't have to. And I'm not saying that be lazy, but just like you set your own boundaries and
Yeah.
it is what it is. I don't
And
know. I have in my
the
email
sense of
signature, like,
urgency
I won't work. Yeah.
isn't warranted.
I know. I
No.
always say when people are freaking out about a deal or something falls apart, I'm like, this isn't brain surgery, you guys. Like, what? Like, why are you acting like you're saving lives? Like, we're releasing office space. Relax. Relax. No one's life is on the line.
I was like, I always say when things get tense, I always say, I'm going to head out. Here we go.
I have a flight in an hour. Good luck.
I don't care. Goodbye.
Obs, before we wrap this up, I do want to hear about your goals. We do care about your real estate goals.
Oh,
Not real estate. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything, but I just, we care about your work.
for work, I think a lot of people relate to this with the recession and, regular corporate America shit. But at the beginning of this year, I was so hyper fixated on the big picture. I don't make a salary. I'm an independent contractor. There's no way for me to know what I'm going to make. And I was like, this is going to be horrible. I'm going to have a horrible year. The real estate market's not going to come back. And I ended up having my best year yet by like threefold. So it's just like when you zoom
Let's
out,
go.
I know. And it's just like there's no way to predict it. I don't know. I don't even know if this is a bad goal, but just to like relax, like chill. It'll work itself out. There's no worrying. We had this magnet in college, but worrying is like a rocking chair. Gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere.
I always think about that magnet. We had it on our
I do too.
refrigerator. Okay, love this. So it sounds like we are all leaving behind this hustle culture and trying to find more balance with work and life. I love that for us. Shifting to the new year, are we setting goals? Are we manifesting? Natalie, are you making another list? Aubrey, books? Are you going to write down goals? Like, what are your vibes heading into 23?
Is Aubrey going to learn to read this year? We'll see. Thank you, Natalie.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't had my goal setting session yet. I'm going to I have a big sit down.
But what's stirring in your brain? What's stirring that you're going to want to like flush out?
I want to do events. I was so inspired by your live show, just seeing the community of people who love you so much come together, and being on stage. It just like felt so like natural and exciting to me. I've never done that. It's crazy to me. I feel like I always have a mic on. Like we joke, like at the dinner table, I'm the one with this thing on. Like I'm telling, and like actually being on stage is so fun. So doing more events, Q&As, traveling a bit more, trying to, I don't know, not events as in like influencer events, like corporate Natalie events, whether it's a Q&A with like fierce women in tech leaders, or a meet and greet in San Francisco where we do a happy hour and try to make friends. I don't know, just some sort of event would be cool. So that's like a work goal. And then personal goal is feel healthy. I think I just want to consistently work out. I work out all the time. It's like just I feel like I'm allergic to foods, like literally. Like I want to find out like what energizes me, like literally just core like health things, not like be skinny, not like don't come after me, Vic's followers. It's nothing like that. It's just like feel energized in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Obsy.
For work, I feel like when everyone enters corporate America, their entry level position, they're bottom of the ranks. And I think shifting out of that mindset and realizing that I can take initiative for my own work and not necessarily have to work under someone all the time or be reporting to someone under all the time. What do you call that? More agency. I want to take more agency for what I do and not feel like I have to report to someone all the time.
It is true. Like at what age are we like, we're freaking doing it? We're not the young girl who people are like belittling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel myself starting to resent my bosses. And I think it's because I don't feel like I have agency. Like the ones that do talk down to me, I'm like, I'm not going to do what you say. So, and personal, I want to stay more present. Like I said, I'm on a plane every weekend. I love that. I do that. That's what brings me joy. But I think it does cause me to feel a little scattered living out of a suitcase all the time. So staying present wherever I am.
I feel like you are a super present person, but I totally understand. It's like you want to just be where you are without thinking about packing for the next thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Love those. Work. I want to level up. I just have this vision. Like I feel like I'm at the top of this level that I'm at right now. And I'm just like, I'm banging on it. And I'm like, the water's rising and like, I'm so ready. And so I think for me, like, goal for this year is just to like level up. I haven't fleshed out exactly what that means, but I want to like really break through to something new. And then personal, I want to cultivate more happy. Years ago, Dr. Varun Soni, who's the Dean of Religious Life at USC, who's amazing, and he's been on the pod, he had this quote, happiness is not a place you arrive to, it's a state you cultivate. And I say it all the time. I think about it all the time. I haven't been living it out. I keep falling back into it's a place I'm going to arrive to. Like when I get this thing, when I'm here, when I do that. And it's like, it's a state you cultivate. I know both of you have seen my screensaver and it says I have it all right now. And it's got pictures of everyone. It's just me trying to constantly like have that abundance mindset of like, yes, I can pursue growth and I can pursue these things that I'd like to achieve, but not with the intention that I'm not going to allow myself to enjoy life or be happy until I get there. So personally, I want to just like cultivate more happy in my daily life and realize like now is the fucking time to be alive. Now, not like a week from now, not next year, not when I get this thing, but like now. So I think that's what I'm trying to take with me.
I love that. I like frequently think about the movie About Time when he like relives the days and then he realizes like just wake up and live your day like you want to live it, like every moment. It's like so important.
Yes.
We're never going to be 25 living in a city. Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel very
get on a plane every weekend.
I get emotional thinking about
I know
wasting time. Like one of my goals, I want to have my phone charged in my office, not next to my bed. Like I waste so much time. Like as a consumer of social media, I need to be present and like live.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I completely agree on the phone thing. And it's true. Like we have everything we need within us. And I think so does everyone. And even if you're listening to this and you're not 25 and you're 40 or you're 30 or you're 16, like right now, like another Dr. Michael Gervais, who's been on the podcast, said there is no greater moment than this moment, because any other moment, it's not here. So the most important moment is this one. It's the one that we're in. And it's like just trying to come back to that and figure out ways to get to that. Speaking of Michael Gervais, I know a little birdie who works for him, who's actually in the waiting room of the Zoom. Let's get him in here.
What is up, ladies? What am I walking into?
Oh my God. He looks so cute. Treat. Well, we're live.
I just got a little haircut.
You guys are so cute. Aubrey, who is this? What's his title?
I have a boyfriend. I unfortunately accomplished Natalie's goal.
Damn it. I want one.
I am so excited for you guys, and Wood, thank you for quickly coming onto this pod, because are you guys just, what do you think about the fact that like hundreds of thousands of people watched an 8-minute video about your love story and continuously check in on how you guys are doing?
Yeah, it's a little pressure. I mean, usually it's just my mom, so it feels good to have it be more people than that, which is nice. Yeah.
We were at Blackout Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and someone walked up and they were like, "Oh, the famous couple."
No.
We were like, yeah, that's
literally.
We know,
so
like, isn't it underwhelming?
Yeah. It's like, how's my 6th content pillar doing?
No, but honestly, it is so funny. Did you see the other night that I posted like RIP to the Aubrey and Wood screensaver because Max changed it, and people were like,
yes.
What happened? Did they break up? I was like, no.
I got 1,000 followers from that, and I'm private. Why do people? I love that people
all of them because
of
they're close
course
friends.
I did. Of course I did.
I showed Aubrey how to accept all instead of clicking one by one, and
I was going one and
changed her whole life.
Aubrey having her Instagram on account on private is such a show. Like everyone's accepted. She just wants to see who really wants it.
Absolutely.
Aubrey's like, Aubrey's trying to have her agency. She's like, ask me for permission, but it's granted.
I have boundaries.
Really?
Okay, wait. So like I was just gonna say newlyweds, lovebirds. How is the relationship going? What are we excited for in 2023 together?
We can get into it. Everyone's heard enough from me.
Have you been talking a lot?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Can't shut up.
Relationship's good. It's great. Good is a very huge understatement. It's great. It's very satisfying. It's very fulfilling. I feel like myself again, which is amazing. And Aubrey's, can I swear on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real pod. Aubrey's the fucking best.
Thanks, Wood.
Oh, that is so cute. Well, that was truly why we had Wood pop on. Just, people give them a little bit. They're craving it. Just a little bit of the Aubrey Wood love affair. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming on Real Pod and doing this epi. This was definitely more serious than I think we'd all planned.
This was not.
People wanted a fun New Year's episode. Think again.
Yeah,
get tears.
I love you guys so much. Thanks for coming on, and happy 2023, everyone.
We love you.
Love you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Real Pod. If this hit home or helped you in some way, send it to a friend, a teammate, roomie. Share the love, share the realness. New episodes of Real Pod come out every single Wednesday. So make sure you are subscribed to this podcast so you never miss an episode.